Welcome to Ahara Arogya Adhyatma, the light of Samskara. Dr. Mamata Satish, she is a renowned counselor. She has done MS in counseling and MSc in psychology and PhD in astrology. What a wonderful combination. And that's how she's worried about the future of the children and their parenting. And she's also doing the lots of other things doing the social service, and she has been given a lots of awards, and especially recently she has received Vijay Ratna from Vijayvani newspaper. And today let us welcome her and learn from her why the parenting has gone astray, it has derailed. Welcome, Dr. Mamata.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for inviting me to your podcast. It's my privilege.
It's our pleasure. And recently I had gone for a function where a person who was comparing, she asked the child, "Have you ever spoken lies?" And that child said, "Yes." "When do you speak?" "Every day, all the time I speak lies. It's not one or two, all the three children." And that was a very prestigious function of very rich people. And they wanted to play the dance drama of Punyakoti. Punyakoti, which is known for telling the truth. The cow tells the truth, whereas our children are speaking lies all the time. And I was shocked. So, as a counselor, and then the way you counsel the parent, what is the ideal parenting? Why is this happening? Please tell us.
Ma'am, our lifestyles have totally changed 360 degrees past from 1990 onwards. So there has been an IT revolution. The structure of our families have been changing from a joint family system to we have now become nuclear family. There is a migration population involved when it comes to bigger metropolitan cities such as Bengaluru and Hyderabad, Kolkata, etc., etc. So, what is happening over here is parents are chasing their $1 million dreams. All are working very hard. We are all doing white collar jobs. And naturally, the children are being raised by either a nanny or a caretaker, sometimes in a what do I call the child home where they go there and they be stay there till 5 or 6 o'clock till the mother or the father returns and pick them. So children are missing their parent. Parents are always the guardians of our sanskaras because every family have its own value system, have its own rituals, have its own spiritual upbringing, their own ideologies. But that is not being passed from one generation to the other generation properly. First of all, I should actually comment that those children whom you met the other day are honest enough to say that they told personalities either which one is having a stronger influence, either nature or the nurture. So if you see here, the nurture is playing a very high role. Okay, so even though the children are born in respectable families nurtured by not giving enough time for them, and there been a lot of guilty parenting happening because usually parents spend the time only on Saturdays and Sundays, and they have to take care of themselves too. So the administrative task at home, taking care of the children, so what they generally do is that they pamper the child with whatever they wanted. So we are instilling values such as instant gratification, which is spoiling the child's total value system, the thinking. Child now uses parents like an ATM machine. So the emotional link, which is supposed to happen between parent and the child, is missing nowadays. So those are all the biggest impact which is happening on the lifestyle, and that is how our current children, you would notice them that they are naturally very smart. They can handle a gadget very quickly, they can fix the things very quickly, but they don't know how to talk to people, they don't know what the value
Yes,
systems are, they don't know how to
social
behave well.
behavior, manners, etiquettes are missing. Yes.
Yeah,
right.
manners and the etiquettes are missing. They don't know how to respect an elder one. For them, everybody is of the same age. They may don't call you ma'am. They may call you Vijay Lakshmi. You never know. I mean, they can take your first name and call. So this is how the children are behaving nowadays. And it is not their fault actually. So
I know. See, when we were children, it is our grandparents. They taught us what to eat, how to eat, why to use the right hand, and getting up early in the morning, sleeping early at night. Everything, all the habits were inculcated by our grandparents. But today, the grandparents are not there. So, who should they follow?
it's a very interesting question, ma'am. And like how I said, it's all because of the lifestyle changes. Even if you don't have grandparents and it's a nuclear family, ensure that either father or mother take some turn apart from weekends. No, take some turns. Get into some hybrid working mode. Ensure that you are present when the child comes back home. Spend some quality time with them. Quantity doesn't
Correct.
matter. Even if you are
Yes.
homemaker also, the quantity of a time you be with the child physically doesn't matter, but the quality time, when you spend time listening to them, when you spend time listening to their what happened at the school, so that is how they develop a emotional connection with their parents,
Yes.
mental
Yes.
and emotional connection. That's how
Correct.
they learn from you, and that's
Correct.
how they understand what they need to do. You become a best friend to your children naturally. So what happens is when your child grows up as a teenager or later, when you then ask them that what happened at the college, they will not answer you, because when they were full of energy, when they wanted to share their day with you, you were not listening. So now you listen. Okay, nothing you need to do, just listen. Involvement is what is needed to be done now.
And our grandparents, they used to tell us lovely stories. You spoke about the nurturing. And regarding that, the story told by my grandmother that a person, he had brought two parrots. And then he gives one parrot to the butcher and other one to the matha, where Swamiji was there. And after some time, when this person, he comes to matha, he says that the parrot has learned talking so beautifully, lovely manners. Oh, you have come so tired. Wash your hands, wash your legs. They have some jaggery, drink this cold water, and that's what the Matam parrot was telling. Then he goes to the butcher, and suddenly the butcher's parrot, the same parrot which he had sold, he said, catch him, cut him into pieces, and butcher him. And he gets stunned. So this is how the nurturing is very important. What do you say scientifically?
Ma'am, there should be certain ritualistic activities which parents need to do even during the weekdays or weekends, such as our Eastern philosophy is full of fables. Panchatantra stories are meant to taught values and lessons to children only through moral values, through the fables or stories. Our Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bhagavata is full of them. So if you can't do that, at least have a ritual such as bedtime stories with the children. So inculcate those values through bedtime stories. That is
Yes.
how the child will connect with you. The child will learn morality. The child will learn values. And child is most likely to do things which parents do than what parents say. So you act as a role model for your child. Let the
Correct.
role model not be from the outside environment. Let that role model be you. So
Yes.
when you ask your child that whom you want to be, how you want to be, the child need to answer, I want to be like my mother or like my father. So
Yes.
that is what you need to do. So that connection, if you establish, you become a hero or a heroine for your child to follow the life. Okay, so
Yeah.
that is needed.
Excellent, excellent. And in fact, we were fed so nicely. The mother, grandmother, they used to cook such delicious food, and we used to simply enjoy. Even now, thinking of it, our mouth starts watering. But today, the trend has changed. The mothers are getting all the bakery items which contain the trans fats, and then the packet food, the plastic one which contains the taste enhancers, chemicals, excessive salt and sugar, and thereby the children are becoming obese. Instead of playing, they are eating junk food and becoming obese and becoming sick. So what is your say for this sort of parenting?
Parent, parenting is a 24/7 job, ma'am. And it is something that it is lifetime. It is not like you just raise the child till about they turn teenagers and they'll be able to, take care of themselves. It's not like a Western parenting where the child will leave home after 18 years. Indian value system is totally different. We ensure that the legacy pass on from one generation to the other generation. If
Correct.
you are retorting to lethargy and going for food which is already like pre-packed or pre-processed kind of a food, then that means that the child is missing a lot of nutrition and a lot of care and love. See, for example, the home food tastes the better. Why? Because and there is an extra ingredient that is nothing but the
That is
love and the
love.
care from
That
the
is love and the care. Yes. Motherly
yeah,
care.
love and the
Yes.
care from the mother. You say what quantity? Abundant. Okay, I would say abundant of love and care from the mother or the father who's cooking at that point of time is included. That's why it tastes heavenly for us. Okay,
Yes.
so at least some things which you can do even in this Gen Z parenting methods also is to ensure that certain non-negotiable rules when it comes to raising your children.
Uh,
1 hour a day. Get up 1 hour a day to ensure that you pack fresh food for your child, not the ready-made 2 minutes noodles or ready-made bread with a butter or a cheese. Okay, so the resultant is the tomorrow if child becomes obese, undergo a lot of hormonal changes. You would have already been noticed that the
Correct.
girls are attaining puberty quite
Very
earlier than
early.
what it used
8
to
years,
be.
9 years. Yes.
Yeah, 8 years, 9 years. Here it used to be 14 years, 15 years. It's dropped to 8 years, 9 years because there is a lot of hormone being fed in their food. So excess of hormone. So in order to make them chubby or in order to make them healthy, we think that they have to be physically healthy by consuming a lot of junk food. But
No,
no,
no.
ensure that you give them traditional food, which is something that you have eaten when you were a kid. That is what your child is supposed to eat when they are a
Correct.
kid. See, the North Indian food system is different from the South Indian food system. It is because of the climate. It is also because of the kind of tradition which is passed from previous generation to us. So if you forget our traditional food, then naturally our children are going to be the Western kind of a raising, and their health issues will start quite earlier. Okay,
Early. Yes. Very early in their life. Absolutely.
so just 1 hour a day extra to get up to ensure that your child is fed well.
Yes. Yes. And there are two types of food. One is the food to the stomach and another food to the brain. That is the what you call it as the thought for the brain. So both are very important. So tell the stories at night, bedtime, and feed them well in the morning before they are sent to the school, and then hug them when they come back and be the ideal parents to them. Don't do wrong things in front of them. If you start doing wrong things, the children will also follow that. Is that true?
Yes, ma'am. Exactly. This is true. No matter how busy professionally you are, if you have mindfully produced a child, and it's a very mindful act nowadays. Okay. So parenting should not be just because of biological process. You have to think over. Ensure that if your child is there, then you have to be a responsible adult in front of that child. So
Yeah,
your life revolves around them, your future revolves around them, and our country's future revolves around them. So it is very important
absolutely.
that
Absolutely.
you take it very, very responsibly and raise them well.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you so much. Recently I had gone for a housewarming ceremony and I was shocked to see that all expensive alcohol bottles were kept by the side of the children's bedroom. And I was totally shocked. And I advised them not to do that. So the parents should remember the children are like mud. You can make them or break them. So it is in your hands to give them a good nurturing and then good habits. Thank you very much, Dr. Mamta, for giving such beautiful explanation for all my parents' questions. Probably all the parents will listen to you, and I'm sure they will change their habits. Thank you.